Is there anyone in the public who would like to speak this evening? And please state your name for the record, and the time limit is 5 minutes.
Hi, my name's Gabe Rivera. You can get more information about me by going to myspace.com, End the Drug War, all one word, myspace.com, End the Drug War, all one word, myspace.com, End the Drug War, all one word. It's my music, which is a brief history of fascism, which began with the drug war and it will end with the drug war. Semi-frustrating to be here. Just so all of you know, economics is a farce to get women to prostitute themselves to the most nefarious men possible. Women's History Month. Girls, keep your shirts on because your chests are sinful or retarded. So you got to keep your retard helmets on or keep your sinful parts covered. You haven't advanced anywhere. I met David Rollo in 2004. We were at the end of Suburbia thing, and I was like, it was a bunch of scientists. I was like, and they're like, oh, end of peak oil, and I'm like, well, you can farm your fuel. You know, you can farm all your fuel, food, and fiber. So economics is a fiction. They just make paper which is made to keep you a slave. Secondly, don't worry about the economic crunches. If we all just farm hemp, everybody will have more stuff than they could ever consume. Food, fuel, and fiber. So don't believe the farce. As far as human rights in Bloomington, Monroe County, we don't even have freedom of speech. And in Monroe County is a racist institution according to studies, so it's hilarious that Valerie Houghton is even, you know, I tried to call the Human Rights Council and talking about ending the drug war. There's 300 people in Monroe County's Auschwitz, not even 200 feet from here. These people completely ignore that. It's disgusting. So with that, I recently got my second restraining order or petition for protective order against me. My first one was from Lisa Marie Napoli, which was encouraged by Bill Breeden, who are both Unitarian Universalists, or what I call the Nazi Church of Bloomington. And it's really sad, or let's call them nutsies. And I don't mean they're actually not National Socialists. I mean that they don't believe in freedom of speech. And briefly, the fallen soldier is a person that went and died for you to practice freedom of speech like I'm doing. That's what I do. So I got the order of protection. I motioned for dismiss, and I called Judge Curo's office this morning, and the secretary was like, no, I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm like, well, why don't you tell the judge that if she drops the petition, if she doesn't drop the petition, I'm going to make her the most famous, I'm going to make you all the most famous Nazi ever. And then all of a sudden she's like, what's your name? What's your name? I'm like, I thought you weren't interested. And so she's all, so I hung up. And I'm sure she'll have a hard time figuring it out. I'm sure the woman wanted to get me locked up, or maybe she wanted to get me tased to death like they tased to death James Borden. You know, and another thing for women's history or whatever, women's whatever, they're going to put 80 more women in the jail. It's already overcrowded at 300. I thought, well, maybe I should just, it's Amuse that's got this petition for protective order against me. Amuse, which sells marijuana for paraphernalia because I want to help them get me to end the drug war. And I thought maybe I should just get them popped for marijuana paraphernalia, which I could do, you know. But Sergeant Jimmy Ratcliffe, who I dealt with through this incursion of 3 different police encounters, these guys actually came to my work. He was kind enough to actually listen to me. I dealt with an Officer Warner, who I tried to record on my phone talking about freedom of speech. I'm like, you're going to diss freedom of speech? And I'm like, let me record this. And he hung up. And then he put in his police report that I hung up. And you're a Nazi coward, Officer Warner. I said that. And I'm willing to debate you at any point in time. Sustainability, it doesn't exist. Until there's not one person in that jail, don't believe the farce that these people are presenting. Economics is a farce. Sustainability is a farce. Farm your food, fuel, and fiber. Until that starts, you guys are all slaves. Obama is the ultimate Uncle Tama. He's a slave to watch the slaves. Don't believe in the fiction of economics. Take care of it here. Don't believe in national stuff. I appreciate the opportunity to practice freedom of speech. And I apologize specifically to Regina and Dan. You guys have helped me a lot. The rest of you, you need to do more. All this is a fiction to me. Appreciate the freedom of speech, though.
Additional comments from the public.